Yeah, Dominic, St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard talking about a lot of the things that Dick Kovacevic was just talking about. He says he has an 80% probability in the scenario in which the financial stress we're seeing right now abates or goes away. He's also saying the probability of a global financial crisis is very low. Now, he does say there could be a downside scenario where financial stress gets worse. In that case, if the high financial stress scenario comes to pass, he says, quote, I'm willing to react in that situation. And in that case, he means more on the rate side, because he's been very insistent in a speech earlier today and in the meeting he just had with reporters to say he thinks there's financial stability tools on one side and rates on the other side. What was he thinking about rates? At the last meeting, he acknowledged raising his year-end outlook to 5 5/8. That's about a half a point higher than the median at the Fed. On the SVB situation, he says it was very unusual. He said it was different from almost every other bank in the country. I asked him about what's going on at his local banks there in the St. Louis district. He says he's not seeing any actual problems there. The one thing he is hearing is he says local bankers are expressing what he calls angst about how sticky their deposits are. But he says no actual problems. Now, on the markets, which, as you know today, Dom, have been pricing in very low, seriously reduced outlook for the Fed. He says their markets are pricing in a lot of bad things for the second half. And if those things don't come to pass, it's going to have to change that pricing if financial stress does indeed go away. Sarah?
And he was one of the high dots, right, on 23 rate predictions, higher than the
He's a
5.1
high dot.
median.
He's a high dot. He's not given anything, Sarah, on the idea that he doesn't want to be cutting rates. He wants the financial system to be dealt with through the Fed's what they call macroprudential policies.
Yeah.
I don't want to use that word, but I think viewers are going to have to get used to the word macroprudential.
Yeah, balance sheet, tools, that sort of thing. Steve, thank you.